Just before lunch, we began talking about the day of the murder after the attempted hit on Fabio at the strip mall. On that Monday morning, you testified that you played racquetball with the defendant, right? With Monica at the LA Fitness?
Yes.
And how long did the two of you play for?
Under 90 minutes, probably under 90 minutes.
Under 90 minutes?
Yeah, probably an hour, maybe an hour.
And where did the two of you meet that day?
At LA Fitness.
And you said you got there around 11-ish, right?
Just the estimate, if my memory serves me, which is not good. But yeah, I think it was 11-ish.
Okay. And I think you told us that she hit you with the racket, you were hurt bad, you bled a lot, you tried to lick the wound and put on a Band-Aid.
I don't think I tried to. Did I say lick?
Yes.
Okay, well, I don't think I licked it. I might have stuck it in my mouth, I don't know.
Okay.
I was just trying to stop the bleeding.
So it was bleeding badly?
It's bleeding a little bit, yeah. It's bleeding.
A little bit?
It's bleeding like more than usual. When I mean a little bit, I mean more than usual.
More than usual. Okay. And once you put the Band-Aid on, did that take care of it?
It took a while. It took a while to stop the bleeding. I had to put direct pressure on it.
Okay, so when you say it took a while, what does that mean?
It wasn't instant. It wasn't instant. It took a few minutes, 10, 15 minutes to finally get it to really stop.
That was after the hour that you played racquetball?
I still think, yeah, I can't remember, but I think we still played a little bit longer after I finally. No, we didn't. No, we did not. No, she had to leave.
She had to leave.
Yeah.
And you stayed?
Not long. I didn't stay that long. I stayed maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
And then you left?
Then I left.
Okay. And any further issues with the Band-Aid?
No, I had to keep changing it.
You had to keep changing because it was dripping blood.
Yeah. Well, eventually I put a little super glue on it to stop it.
Super glue.
Eventually, when I got to the house.
And when did you put super glue?
At my apartment.
And when was that?
The same day.
Was that after you left the gym?
Yes, at my apartment, yes.
So in this case, do you recall that day that the defendant came to the gym that morning with her daughter, Jessica?
I do.
Okay. And Jessica told law enforcement in her first interview, as well as in her testimony here in this court, that she worked out with her mom that day. They lifted weights and they went on the treadmill, and her mom didn't play racquetball.
Okay.
Does that refresh your recollection that this injury didn't occur that day?
We played.
You played?
Yeah.
That you're clear on. You can remember that. That was the same.
I remember we played. I remember I got hit.
And did you and Monica discuss on one of the lockup overhears the fact that Jessica said you guys didn't play racquetball that day, and then you guys talked about what other day it could have been?
I don't remember.
You don't remember that?
No, I don't.
Okay. And then you said that Monica left, and then you left shortly after her from the gym?
Yes.
Did you do anything with your injury, like report it to the front desk or anybody that you were bleeding all over?
No.
Get any medical attention?
No.
Okay. Would it surprise you to know that you actually walked out of the LA Fitness just in front of Monica and Jessica that day?
They were there. Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know. I don't know if they. I didn't pay attention if they left the LA Fitness or not. But I left. She said she had to go. She left. I didn't see her again, and then I walked out. I walked out. I don't know where they went.
And we also watched the video of you walking out of the LA Fitness that morning.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. that's not
Did you-
a question.
I think it's a prelude to a question.
Thank you. If I were to tell you that there's no evidence on the video of you walking out, nursing an injury, bleeding, dripping blood, or anything of that nature, again, would that refresh your recollection as to what date this allegedly occurred?
It happened that Monday.
I'm sorry?
It happened that Monday.
Okay. So that one detail you are certain of.
Objection, this argument.
Overruled.
Yes.
And then you told us on direct exam that Monica told you about her day and that she was going to be picking up her daughter at school. Right?
She did say that.
And based on that, you told us that you put together that there would be a short window, an opportunity for you to kill Fabio.
In my head, yes.
I'm sorry?
In my head, yes.
Okay. And you said that Monica told you Fabio hadn't left the house in days. Do you remember testifying to that last week?
No, I said that.
You said that.
I said that.
Okay. And when you told the jury that Fabio hadn't left the house in days, what was that based on?
Based on the information through general conversation of her telling me her day that he was there.
Okay. My question was that he hadn't left the house in days. Where did you get that from?
That was
that
mine.
GPS? What was
No, that was
based on?
just me listening to the conversation.
So if I were to tell you that Fabio was out the day before, which was a Sunday, with his friend Ernie, would that do anything in terms of change your answer that you gave last week to the jury?
Well, I don't know exactly every second where he was. I mean, I know he was generally at home.
You said he
He
had left the house in days.
All right. My terminology means left the house in days, meaning like going somewhere, like to work, and being gone for an amount of time where I can see her. So that wasn't happening. That's what I mean. Couldn't leave the house in days.
Okay.
And I'm sure he did leave the house somewhere for someplace. No doubt about that.
But she told you that he was going to be home on the day that you went up there to commit the murder.
That he was going to be home?
Yes.
Well, I kind of took it that he was going to be home.
Well, you didn't just take it that way. I mean, you relied on that information, right?
Well,
You went through this whole
eventually I had to rely
elaborate
on it.
scheme to go up there to kill him. based on
Eventually I
that.
had to rely on the information, yes.
Okay. Did you know that he was also gone during a portion of that day? That we saw him on videotape, leaving, coming home?
No. Mm-mm. It was a lot going on that day.
A lot going on. Where else did you go after LA Fitness?
I went back to the apartment.
And what did you do when you got back to the apartment?
Try to figure out how to do this thing.
What do you mean try to figure out how to do this
How
thing?
to do the murder.
What do you mean how to do the murder?
What do I mean? How to do the murder? How to do the murder? How to do the murder? I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
Well, explain to the jury what you mean.
You
when
mean to go
said
through the
that.
whole plan again?
I'd like to know what you said you went back to the apartment to do.
I said, I went back and I told Chris, I said, I think I might have a good, something like this. I don't want to be verbatim. I'm paraphrasing. I just told him I think there was an opportunity. I don't remember the exact verbiage.
Okay. And so what did you do then?
Try to get everything together that I needed. The
What
clothes.
was that?
The clothes.
Okay. What clothes?
The clothes that I was wearing that day.
Okay. What else?
Then I had to sit down and think about how I'm going to actually do this, which meant how to actually put it into motion.
Okay. So what did that entail?
Getting up there,
No, when you said you had to sit down and think about it.
yeah, it means I had to sit down and figure out how I'm going to do this.
Okay. So what did you do? You wrote it out on a piece of paper?
No, I just thought about it. Just thought about it.
Okay. And then what'd you do?
And start trying to implement it
And how did you do that?
by going to the place or the location where the car was, where I plan on putting the car, park it, and find a way where there's no camera, or the least amount of cameras, the least possible amount of cameras.
So you went somewhere before you went to the house?
No, No, I went. Everything was done on the fly.
On the fly.
Yeah.
So you went back to the apartment. Were you again still in touch with Monica throughout the day?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Not sure.
I'm not sure.
So how would you know that Fabio wouldn't get up and leave and go to the office for a meeting?
I wouldn't know.
How would you know that he wouldn't go out to pick up lunch or
He might
something
have.
else?
That was a chance I was taking.
Okay. So you had Christopher Austin fly all the way in. You went through all of this thinking, planning. The attempted hit the night before didn't work. So what steps did you undertake to ensure that you weren't going up there needlessly?
There were no steps. I just tried to get it done. There was no specific steps to try to make sure. It just had to see if it could get done. If he happened to leave, then it would be over. Right? It would be over immediately.
Okay. And how would you know if he had left the house?
Maybe I saw him.
You saw him.
I said maybe if I would had have seen him. So that's one way of knowing.
How would you see him?
If I saw him coming out the house.
You mean while you were actually there on the street?
Or if he was coming down the street.
Okay.
That was one way. GPS movement. But I really didn't have too much time to look at that. It wasn't enough time.
The GPS. You didn't have time to look at the GPS.
I really didn't have a lot of time. I really didn't have a lot of time for that.
Because it's a very short window.
No, I just didn't have the time for it. I knew that the way I understood it was she said that she had to pick up her kids around 5, and she would be back and let me know when she was back and whatever. So I figured I had a small window to get that done and be able to receive her call or her text and let me know that because she always lets me know how the day was. So I didn't want to break that.
So you don't remember being in touch with her throughout, again,
I really
that entire day?
I'm sure I did. I just don't remember what times and all that. I just don't remember all that.
So from your apartment, where did you go?
Eventually, I went to the location. Well, no. I wind up having to pick up some items. I think I went to the bank.
Went to the
pick up
bank.
money.
Okay.
So, and then I went to one store to pick up an item and another store to pick up some other items.
Did Chris Austin come with you to the bank and the store?
No, the bank was a drive-through.
Was he with you?
No,
Okay. Which car were you in?
I think I was in my truck.
The truck that you said you wasn't working, so you needed a rental car, right?
It wasn't working earlier that week, no, but it was working.
It was
I
working.
needed a battery. Huh?
It was working that day.
Yeah. No, I eventually got it to work. I put a new battery in it.
Okay. And so, what store did you go to?
I went to a liquor store, not to buy liquor.
You told us you were in a rush, you didn't have a lot of time to look at the GPS, but you had time to go to the liquor store?
Not to buy liquor. I went to buy something. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't liquor though.
Okay. So you went to the bank, you went to the liquor store. Where else did you go?
I went to Target.
You went to Target.
Yeah.
What time did you go to Target?
I don't remember the time.
Okay. And what did you buy at the Target that day when you were in a rush to get over to the house to commit this murder in that short window?
I believe it was some kind of clothing.
You bought clothes.
No, some kind of clothing, yeah. I believe that's what it was.
Okay. And while you were there in the Target parking lot, did you meet up with Monica?
No, not that I remember.
Could you have?
I don't remember because I met her a lot of places all the time. So I don't remember if I met her that day or not. Because I meet her all kinds of places, and Target was one of them. There's a lot of places. We met a lot of places, so I don't remember.
So if Monica was messaging you right up into the time that she comes to the Target store, and then the messaging stops for a period of time when you're both in the lot, would that refresh your recollection that the two of you got together at the Target lot to speak?
Maybe might have been in the same parking lot. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I told you I don't remember.
Okay. So you said you were driving your truck when you went to the Target, right?
No,
Oh, you
wasn't.
went back and changed
I
cars?
said, yes, I went to the bank with the truck. That's what I told you.
Okay. And then you said you went to the liquor store. Which car were you in for that?
I walked.
You walked to the liquor store.
Sure did.
Okay. And then you went back to the apartment? Or
Yes.
did you walk to Target?
Yes. No, I went back to the apartment.
And then what vehicle did you take to go to the Target?
The silver car.
The rental car.
It was silver, I believe it was.
The one that was rented, correct?
The silver car.
Again.
Yes,
Your
the
Honor,
silver car.
ask that the witness be directed to answer the question.
You go ahead and ask the question.
The silver car that was rented.
There you go. And when was that car rented for you?
I don't know what day it was.
Well, you told us
It's over.
You told us last week that you got somebody, Paula, to rent the car for you. Remember testifying to that last week?
I do.
Okay. And you said that that was on Friday, right?
I think it was on Friday.
And then you told us that over the weekend you drove all three cars, your Mustang, your Ford Expedition, and the rental cars. Remember that?
Yes.
And that was because you said you needed to take your car in for a new battery.
No, I needed to work on my cars, period. And a battery was one of the things I had to do.
I see. And so you had her rent you a car that you drove over the course of the weekend.
Yes, I used it for the weekend.
If I were to tell you that the vehicle was rented for you that day, and that you met Paula at the Enterprise, and that cell phone evidence shows you were there renting the car that morning again, does that change another set of answers you gave to this jury last week?
I told you I don't remember a lot of stuff, so it may have. My memory is bad. I've been telling you this from the beginning.
But there are certain things that you have a very clear recollection of,
Certain
right?
Certain things.
Like the fact that you played racquetball that morning.
I would bet on that.
Okay. So, when did you go to Target?
I don't know. That day, sometime during that day. I don't want to give you the wrong time again and say I'm lying again. So I don't know. It was that afternoon.
That afternoon.
I think it was that afternoon.
And when you went to Target, where did you park the silver rental car?
I'm not sure.
You don't remember?
I'm not sure. I know I was there. I just don't remember where I parked exactly. It was 8 years ago. I don't remember.
Your Honor, I have a set of still photos. Six in total from January 23rd of 2017. There are numbers in the bottom left corner.
Are these surveillance photos?
Yes, there's still photos from the surveillance video.
The mark is 277.
Thank you. Do you recognize the vehicle that you see here, circled in green?
I see the lit up car.
Do you recognize the car?
Not really. I don't remember. I don't recognize it, but I'm sure that's supposed to be the car I was in. I'm sure.
Supposed to be.
I'm sure.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because I don't know if it is or not.
We're going to play a portion of the video that is on the DVD that's been marked as People's 42. You recognize this location here? Is that the Target parking lot?
I think so. I still can't get oriented yet. It's been a while.
Remember driving past all the different lanes to go to the very farthest lane closest to the 101 freeway?
No, I don't
in
remember.
the rental vehicle?
I don't remember it. I
Okay.
don't remember that, but I'm sure it happened.
Remember backing the vehicle into the spot? Yes? No?
I don't remember, but it looks like I did it. So I don't remember that, but it looks like I did it.
Recognize yourself from the way you walk and what you're wearing?
I remember what I wore. Yeah, it was dark.
That's you, right?
I think so. It looks like it.
You see doesn't appear to be any injury you're nursing on your hand.
Objection, that's argument.
Did you see that? Hello? Did you see that?
Did I see what injury? I
And
haven't
is this
seen no
you
injury. It
here
was too
walking
far.
into the store at 302?
Objection was sustained.
It was, and she asked a different question.
Is that you walking in? Did you see yourself?
I don't know. I was talking to you. Can you play it back? You want me to see it?
Sure.
I'm sure it is, but
Yeah, if you have any question, let's play it back.
yeah, it looks like me from the back. Yeah, it's me. It's got to be. I know it's me.
Okay. I'm going to show you another clip. This is now 3:23. You remember moving the car?
I'm sure I did it, but I don't remember.
You remember moving the rental car, the silver rental vehicle that Paula got for you at Enterprise that morning to that little alcove at the back of the parking lot, the furthest away from the Target?
I don't remember doing it, but I'm sure I did it.
Have you done that on numerous occasions such that it would be something common?
No, not really. Not really. I just.
But it doesn't stick out in your mind that that particular day you moved the car to the back of the
No, I
Target lot?
probably did. I just don't remember doing it. I probably did it. I just don't remember doing it. It wasn't a big thing for me to do that day. Just to move the car, and I have to remember that. I just wasn't thinking in the future I need to remember moving this car.
You don't have to think about it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, let me play another clip. You see Monica's car in red, the Ford F-150 that you said you had a GPS on,
Yes.
pulling into the lot?
Yes.
See the car stop right there? And someone comes around the front? See that?
I can barely see anything.
And your car is still at the back of the lot. You see the green circle to the right?
Yeah.
So do you remember meeting up with Monica at the parking lot in front of the Payless Shoes?
I really don't remember. I really don't remember. It seemed like any other day when I met her. When I meet her.
It seemed like any other day, except
Yeah.
this was the day you were planning on murdering her
I'm talking
husband.
about this right here. It seems like any other day to me. It just
Okay.
seems like any other day of me meeting her.
You see the
So,
two circles on the screen at 3:30, the red one and the green one? Your rental car is still there in the back of the lot. Did you
saw
see
it.
that?
I saw it.
So what were the two of you talking about in her car at this point?
I told you I don't even remember seeing her, let alone talking to her.
Well, do you remember in the holding cell just behind this door here having a conversation with Monica about exactly this? The two of you in the Target lot just prior to the murder meeting up. Remember having a conversation with her about it?
I remember always trying to have conversations with her.
Do you remember a conversation with her about the Target parking lot and the video?
I don't remember the subject matter exactly, but I always try to talk to her all the time.
So this was from August 24th of 2017, where you told her, we got to get married, babe, and she said, I love you, and you said, my lawyer said the same thing. He thinks you're going to make a deal. Actually, that's Monica saying that to you. And you said, babe, I'm not making no fucking deal. I'll take it to my fucking grave, baby. You remember that?
Mm-hmm. I got to hear it. I don't remember saying it, but I'm sure I got to hear it first.
And then she said, me too. Remember that?
No, I don't. And like I said, I need to hear it.
And then you said, I love you. I'll take the blame before anything. Do you remember saying that in the lockup right here? Trust me, the answers aren't up there. Then on the next page.
I think.
One moment. That is.
Trying to answer the question.
That is
No,
argumentative.
he's not. He's not, Judge.
First of all, it wasn't here. It wasn't Van Nuys.
I'm sorry?
It wasn't Van Nuys.
No, this is here.
I thought it was Van Nuys.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Say it again. I can't remember nothing.
On the next page, the defendant said to you, she's whispering and she says, hey, the cameras. And you said, I know, but I'll take the blame. I'll lie. And then she whispered again and said, wait, listen. And once again you said, I'll lie and I'll take it. Do you remember that?
I don't remember the conversation, but I'm sure if you said it's there, it's there.
And then she said to you again, whispering, listen, the cameras. And you said, where? And she whispered to you, up at Target. They have a camera at Payless Shoes. They have no video of you. And you said, of us? Remember that?
No, I don't.
And then she said, in whispers, none. And you said, yeah, I know. He told me. Meaning your lawyer, right? The lawyer that didn't tell you any of it.
I don't. I know. No, exactly. Oh, the overhears? Absolutely. He told me nothing. I knew nothing about it. I knew they were there.
And then she said, in a whisper, the video was only for a month or two. And you said, I know. And nothing on the other one at night too. The other one at night too. That was the one at the strip mall where you tried to kill Fabio the night before when Monica gave you the address, right?
I don't. I'm telling you, I don't remember any of this. I don't remember it.
Your answer that you don't remember is different than saying it didn't happen, right?
Sustained.
And then the conversation went on. And you said there's nothing. Only thing is a couple drops of my DNA. That you explained that already. That he took it. And she said, yeah. Remember that?
I don't remember the conversation.
And then the defendant said to you in a whisper, I'm so scared. And you said, even if we, and she said in a whisper, if I have to stay in here my whole life, I'll take my own life. And you said, no, baby, don't you? And she said, I will not stay here. And you said, don't you do it ever, baby. Remember that?
I do remember that one.
So now it's coming back a little?
I remember that phrase.
And then she said to you in a whisper, I've never been asked yet about the flip phone. I haven't been asked yet. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that either.
And then she said to you, this is what we talked about this morning before lunch. In a whisper, they want your computer. And you said, mine? And in a whisper, she said, yours. And your response? You told us earlier it was stolen, right, from your truck?
Yeah, it was.
That's what you told us all this morning, I think. Right?
I told you it was stolen.
Gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
She said, in a whisper, yeah, gone? Gone? Are you sure? And you said, well, no, yeah, it's not around. It broke. And she said, oh. And you said, so I got rid of it because it was broke and it was no more good. And she said, oh. Do you remember that? Nothing about it being stolen out of the truck.
Well, she doesn't need to know what happened to it anyway, because I know there's a good possibility you were listening.
Right. And then you said, and I would, and I happened to do it the day before. What were the chances of that shit breaking? Right? So which is it? Did it get stolen?
Oh, it got stolen, along with some gear, with some racquetball gear.
And so after you and Monica met up in the Target parking lot, where did you go next?
Well, where I went, where we met, you say we met. I'm not going to say anything about that. I'm just saying where I met. Where I went from there is I went to find a place to park the car.
Which car?
The silver rental.
And where did you go to park the silver rental?
I don't remember the exact address. It was off Ventura Boulevard.
Behind or next to what?
It was in a housing area, so it wasn't behind or next to anything but some houses.
Okay, so it was next to houses.
Yeah, I don't remember where.
Where did you go from there?
On foot.
Okay.
Towards the house.
And again, this is during that same period of time that you told us that there was such a short window where you had to get this murder done, right? But now we've talked about going to the liquor store, going to the bank. Now we can see you're at Target. You have a conversation with Monica. Now you go drop the rental car somewhere and you're on foot. Clock's ticking, so where do you go next?
I don't agree with the talking to Monica part, but I'll go along with the other stuff. Going to some back way towards the house, trying to get to the house.
So you walked to the house from there?
Jogged.
Didn't you forget something?
Probably did.
How about your lookout?
Okay, what about it?
Well, you told us that from the Target lot, you went and parked the car somewhere. I'm assuming at some point you went back to the apartment to pick up your lookout?
No, he's in the car.
Oh, he was in the car at Target?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So when, in all the interviews that you gave to the defense team, when did you ever say that Chris Austin was actually in the rental car sitting in there?
I never said anything.
Till today?
Till today.
So would this be like story number somewhere around 14?
Objection, Your Honor.
Well, you had 12
Sorry,
interviews.
there's an objection pending. It's argumentative.
So you never told the defense that Chris Austin was
Your
sitting in the
Honor,
car?
you didn't ask every...
Objection to counsel testify.
Yes. Your wish to approach? Or make an objection?
I would like to.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you People's 160, which is a timeline of communications on Viber between you and Monica on the day of the murder. And I'm going to switch to page 3.
You saw in the video you drive into the lot about 3 o'clock. He went 3:01.
You send a message through Viber to Monica, right?
That's what the paper says.
Is that to let her know that you've arrived at the Target lot?
I don't see the text at all. I don't see the message itself, so I don't know. That ain't it, though.
And then right after that, at 3:10, she texts back to you. You then go back and forth for several minutes, texting back and forth, correct?
So that's what the paper says.
And then we see here at 3:21, messages again back and forth, correct?
That's what the paper says.
You don't remember any of this, right?
It's almost 10 years ago, so I don't remember any of this.
Okay. And then we see here at 3:37, Monica is sending texts to somebody named Jessica. Who's Jessica?
I'm assuming it's her daughter.
Okay. Telling her, don't be late for babysitting, right? Right?
That's what the paper says.
And then you contact somebody named Intranic Manassian. Who's Intranic?
I don't remember.
Bless you.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay. And then we see her last communication to you is at 16:46. See that?
I do.
Just after a call to an eye doctor and to her daughter Isabella, right? Right?
I'm just going by what you're giving me to read, so I'm just reading it with you. Yeah.
Didn't you tell us today and last week that Monica told you that afternoon she was going to go to pick her daughter up at school?
That's what she told me earlier that day.
Okay. Do you know where you were at 16:46, which would be 4:46 and 11 seconds in the afternoon, California time?
Somewhere in the area there. I don't know exactly where though.
How about inside the Cementili home?
It has to be. It has to be. But like I said, it's somewhere in that area for sure. I don't know because I don't know exactly what time everything was happening.
Do you know what time you went up to the Cementili home?
I don't have an exact time, no. I don't have an exact time.
We'll get it for you. When you told the jury last week that you needed a rental car over the weekend while you were fixing yours and that you drove all 3 vehicles that weekend, that would have been false, correct?
That I didn't drive all 3 vehicles?
Yes, because as I told you, you didn't get that rental car until this morning.
Well, I got that car on Friday. Like I said, my memory's not good, so I don't know. I was there.
A rental car was because you needed to have a car that was not connected to you, correct? In order to commit this crime. And that's the reason you asked Paula to rent you a vehicle that day.
Well, I was going to rent it myself.
But you didn't.
No,
so
I didn't.
You did it on purpose through Paula so it wouldn't be in your name, to remove yourself, right?
That would help. That would have helped, yes.
However, you tried to tell the jury that you had the car since Friday, and the only reason you had a rental car from Paula was because you needed it while you were fixing your cars.
And I was trying to fix my cars with
The
it.
problem is, sir, as I've told you, that you didn't get the rental car until that morning,
That's argument.
right?
Sustained.
Your Honor, I have a enterprise rental car contract. May it be marked as People's 278.
Do we not have that in another exhibit, or am I wrong?
I don't know. It might be inside of the PowerPoint, but rather than hunt for it,
So marked.
I'm going to mark it, if that's okay with you. I'm showing you this. Remember going to Enterprise Rental Car with Paula?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah?
I remember going to Enterprise.
With Paula, right?
I think so.
See here, timeout, 11:01 a.m. Yes?
I do. I see it.
And the rental company, the enterprise company that you went to, that was one that was in Canoga Park, correct?
Yes, it was.
And if we look over here to the left, this is the address where Paula and Sean used to live, right?
I'll take your word for it. You have all the paperwork. I have nothing. I can't go off memory of any of this, so I don't know. So I'm going to take your word for it.
But you've been to their home.
I don't know the address.
Was it in Chatsworth?
It was in Chatsworth.
And then do you see here it's a silver note?
That's what it says.
Showing you a still from a video at 4:18. Do you recognize this person here in the green Sean John sweatshirt?
That's me.
Yep. See the time?
I see the time on the image.
Do you know where this location here is? Just at the corner?
Yes.
Where is that?
I don't know the streets, but it's down the street from our house.
And I showed you that Viber message from Monica. It was at 4:46. Do you know how long you were inside the Cementilli house for?
I wasn't keeping track of the time at that moment.
Okay. Well, see the Porsche there at 4:53?
I do. I see the Porsche.
Yeah. Would that be you driving the Porsche
Yes.
away from the crime?
Yes.
So again, at 4:46, you were inside the Cementilli home, right?
Or on the property or something. Somewhere in there. Somewhere in there.
Oh. So your story today is that Christopher Austin was with you at the Target, but for some reason he stayed in the vehicle when you went in?
Yes.
And then when you reparked the vehicle to the back of the lot, he once again is still inside the vehicle?
Yes.
Why didn't you ever mention that in any of the prior interviews that you had with the defense team in this case?
Your Honor.
Overruled.
I wasn't asked.
And so you felt that only giving up certain information was, as you said, being very truthful and honest with them.
That's argument.
I'm going to allow that.
At that particular point, I'm trying to get information from them.
You knew that they were trying to get information from you, right? That was the whole point of them interviewing you over and over and over again, right?
Overruled.
No.
That's not true. They didn't interview you.
They did
over and
interview
over.
me, yes.
And in which interview did
Don't
you
ask, I don't
ever
know.
tell them the truth?
I told them bits of truth in all of them.
Bits of truth.
Bits of truth. Actually, a lot of truth on a lot of them. Some things I
A
just
lot of
left
truth.
out. Yeah, some things I left out, and some things I changed to protect people, like Chris. So yes, I lied to protect Chris.
But at some point, they told you that Chris Austin had been arrested. And then you turned around and told them about Chris Austin. So once the cat was out of the bag, so to speak, why didn't you tell them that Chris Austin was just sitting there in the car when you were at Target?
I don't think it has to. I don't know. There wasn't asked, so there was no reason for me to give him the information, and there was no use of it. So what was the purpose of that?
Maybe to show that you were telling the truth versus now making up yet another version of a story.
Objection, that's argument.
Sustain.
And then I think you said that you went to the gym that night, right?
I said that.
Isn't that what you told the jury?
Yes, I did.
Who's Bob Bagley?
He's another racquetball league director.
And isn't it true that that night you never went to LA Fitness? And so Bob Bagley ran the racquetball league that night.
Bob Bagley was there, and I asked him to take over for me.
We had testimony in this case from Sheila Salalian, who was there that night, with Ricardo, because Ricardo plays in the leagues on Monday nights. And Sheila told this jury that she didn't see you there that night. She didn't see you, in fact, till the 26th, when you showed up at LA Fitness with a cut on your finger and asked if she and Ricky would go with you to Monica's to pay a call. Does that refresh your recollection?
Bob Bagley was there because I was there, and I'm the one who asked him to take over from me. So maybe you should ask Bob instead of Sheila. I don't know if you did that already, though. But
Objection, non-responsive. Move to strike the entire answer.
Stricken.
Again, does it refresh your recollection?
no, it doesn't.
Which vehicle did you take to LAX to pick up Chris?
I believe it was the black truck.
The Expedition?
Yes.
So the battery was fine when you went to LAX, correct?
Yes.
So it was just glitchy after that.
Yeah, batteries go dead fast.
And what time did Monica tell you she was going to school to pick up Isabella?
I don't remember.
You also, on direct exam, told the jury that when you went to the Cementilli residence, that Austin was in the front passenger seat for a period of time, but then you also, in another question, said he was in the trunk. Which area did Austin ride in on your way to the Cementilli home?
Well, since we jogged to the house, we jogged. So I guess you meant before then. Is that what you're asking?
Objection, move to strike, non-responsive.
Stricken.
Thank you. Again, you told the jury last week that on your way from your apartment,
Okay, gotcha.
once you and Chris put on clothing, that he was in the front passenger seat. And then shortly thereafter, in another question, you said he was in the trunk. Which area of the car was Chris Austin in when you drove from your apartment to the Cementilli residence?
He was in the passenger seat.
So when you said that he was in the trunk, at what point in time was that? Or was that just, again, another statement that wasn't true?
I think he was in the trunk when we left the apartment, or we were in the apartment before we left. And I don't even remember if it was right at that time. I think it was before time, because somebody came from the apartment complex and I didn't want him seen. So I told him, slip in the back seat, and slide in the back so nobody can see you. That's where the trunk thing came in.
And where was that when
In
you
the-
said
in
he was in the trunk in your apartment?
In the garage.
In the garage.
Yeah.
So when the two of you left your apartment, he was in the trunk.
I think so. He eventually got out, but I can't remember. I can't be sure. I can't be sure of that
So
exactly.
which is it? Was he in the trunk? Was he in the front passenger seat? Or is it that now you can't remember?
He was in the car. He was in the passenger seat, and he was in the trunk.
So he was in both.
He was in one or the other, but he wasn't in the trunk the whole time. He was only there for a short period of time.
I see.
Just out of camera range.
I see. Well, people knew he was coming and going from your apartment, so you weren't hiding the fact that he was at your apartment, right? So,
Not evidence, that's argument.
Oh,
so what exactly, when you say out of camera range, which cameras
I don't know
are
if
you
anybody
referring
saw him
to?
or not. I have no clue of that.
Excuse me?
I have no idea if anybody saw him or not. I don't know.
Okay. Again, he had been staying with you, you said, for a couple of days, right?
Yes.
In fact, last week you told us that he was here for several days, right?
He's here a couple of days.
Okay. And so, again, when you said he moved from the trunk to the front passenger seat once you were out of camera range, which cameras are you referring to?
Okay, I thought you were talking about somebody seeing him. I don't know. Just in case any camera saw him. Any camera.
So again, I'll ask it again. At what point in time did Chris Austin move from the trunk to the front passenger seat?
Probably after we left the underground garage.
Probably.
It's 8 years ago. I don't remember.
So when you told the jury last week that he was in the front passenger seat and you also told them he was in the trunk, were both of those statements, again, false?
No, this is different times. They were just different times.
But you don't even know today which times, and it's only been a few days since you said that to these people.
it's the thing.
Do you remember testifying last week that you told Austin to get into the back seat trunk area in order to protect him?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
Did you also testify last week that Austin didn't know where to go, that he had to follow you because he wasn't familiar with the area or the streets?
Yeah, he doesn't know the area.
Last week, you said that it made sense that Austin stabbed Fabio so that you must have given him a knife. When did you give Austin a knife?
I don't remember saying that.
Do you remember saying last week that it made sense when you heard that Austin stabbed Fabio and that therefore you must have given him a knife?
I don't remember him giving him a knife at all. That part I don't remember, but somehow it just makes sense. I don't know how, it just somehow makes sense after the fact.
Okay, what makes sense?
That maybe he stabbed him. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember that. I really don't remember that part.
Where did you park the rental vehicle
In
on your way to the home?
in some neighborhood.
Which neighborhood?
I don't know the name of it. It's off of Ventura.
You don't know the name of the hood. How many years would you say you lived in the San Fernando Valley, specifically the Woodland Hills, Canoga Park area?
Quite a few years.
So which neighborhood was it?
I don't know the name of it. I just know where the car was.
Okay. Residential neighborhood, industrial neighborhood, commercial neighborhood? Can you give us some description?
It's houses. It was residential.
Okay. And you just picked a location at random on the way to the house?
Pretty much.
And at that point in time, was Austin in the front passenger seat or was he in the trunk?
He was in the passenger seat.
Okay. And so, was that because you believed there were no cameras at that location?
Correct.
And so, at that point, when you got out of the car, did you have to put on any clothes?
Yes.
So you were not wearing extra clothes at that time?
No.
So where did you change?
There.
On the street.
In the car.
Okay. And what about Austin?
I don't think he changed. I think he had whatever he had on.
So Austin had a hoodie just like yours, but it was just a coincidence?
What?
You didn't give it to him, right?
No.
So he just happened to have the same kind of hoodie you had?
No, he had a black outfit on, I think.
Same kind of hoodie that covers up over the face,
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah, hoodie does that.
But you didn't give it to him?
No.
And from there, where did you go?
We we went towards the house.
Okay. And how far was it from wherever it is that you parked in this unknown neighborhood?
It felt like it felt like about 2 miles, maybe 2 miles. Felt like about 2 miles.
So you ran or walked 2 miles?
Yeah.
And at some point in time, did you say anything to Austin so that the two of you would be on the same page in terms of your entry once you got to the home?
When we left the car, I told him we're going to go up, and all I want him to do is be on the lookout from the front door. That is it. That is it.
Okay.
So when we got up, going towards the house. I was actually kind of winded, so I reminded him when we got to the house. Remember, just stay to the front. Look, anybody comes, let me know. We can leave. We can get out of here.
So you left him at the front door area of the home?
Inside.
Inside?
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you get in?
To the back.
Through the back.
Back sliding glass was open.
You told us earlier that you had only been to the Cementilli home a couple of times prior to Fabio Cementilli's murder. How did you know where to enter the home if you had only been there a couple of times?
Because I know that going through the front door is covered through a camera. So I'm trying to avoid that camera for now.
And you know that because, again, on June 28th, when your cell phone connected to the Cementilli's home Wi-Fi, that same day, Monica sent you an email with the logon instructions for her home security system, right?
She sent me the logon. Yes.
Okay. And that was so that you could also be aware of people coming and going, the family, from the home, right?
No, it was just for her to say hello to me.
For her to say hello to you.
Yeah, stupid as that sounds, but yes.
If she wanted to say hello to you, all she had to do was pick up the phone, right? Like you guys did 180 times a day.
No, not right. Not right.
Not right.
Not right.
So, in other words, she knew about your prior history, right?
Yes.
And you said she was fine with that. We talked about that the other day. You remember
Yes.
that?
Yes.
She was okay with the whole sex registrant, underage minor, all of that, right?
Yes.
And yet she sent you the password, her home Wi-Fi, and the login code for the cameras at the Cementilli home, where she had 2 teenage daughters coming and going from the home, right?
Yeah, she had daughters.
And so that was so that you could see everybody coming and going from the home and keep tabs on them,
No,
right?
just her. Whenever she said I want to say hello, I don't look at nobody else. Didn't care about anybody else. wasn't it?
So, if you had only been to the Cementilli home on a couple of other occasions, how did you know where to enter the home?
Because the front door was covered with a camera. And I knew that, so I knew it was best to try the back. In the back, I tried the door, and it was open, and we went through the back door.
How did you know, if you had only been to the Cementilli home on a couple of prior occasions, that a back door would be open?
Because that's the way I would come to the house, would be through the back door. On
So
the one or two times that I was there.
The other two occasions that you were there...
Or the couple of times. I don't have a count. It was a couple of times. I don't know how many times it was.
You told us one occasion was when you got so drunk out with Monica that you slept over while Fabio was out of town, right?
That's when she brought me over, yes.
And I assume on that occasion you would have come through the front door.
I was drunk. I don't remember.
Okay. So that time you wouldn't have come through this back door, right?
When I was drunk, no. I would come escorted with her.
And you said there was another occasion that you came, and we talked about that in July of 2016 when you returned from the Las Vegas trip after plotting the murder with Chris and going to the Aria to see Monica. You went to the Cementilli home that night with Chris, right?
Yes, I think so.
And on that day, did you go around to the back of the home to enter?
No, I think it was the front, but I think it was the front. I'm pretty sure it was the front.
So on what occasion are you referring to where you came to the Cementilli home and knew the back door would be open?
I don't know the dates. I don't remember the dates.
So how many times had you entered the Cementilli home through the back door?
2, 3, I don't know. No exact number because I don't want to be called a liar again, so I can't give you an exact number. There's no way. I can't give you an exact number.
Give us an estimate.
I don't want to do
you
that.
said that it was...
The calling me lying days is coming to an end, so
Oh, no,
I don't
trust
do
me,
that.
it isn't.
No, it will be.
When you said you went through the back door because it's usually open, my question is, how many times did you come in through the back door to be able to say to this jury the back door was usually open?
I don't know how many times I was there. A couple of times. I don't know. I don't have an exact number. Sorry, I just don't have an exact number.
So you just took a guess that perhaps the back door would be open that day.
I was going to go to another door, but yes, I was going to try each door until I got in.
And again, now you are all the way up at the house. You're dressed like you're ready to obviously commit some kind of a crime. You have Austin with you. You have at least one knife. And you're now going to hunt around to see what door is open?
Yes.
And you said you jogged about 2 miles from where you parked.
I'm guessing. It was about 2 miles. I'm guessing. It's a
So
guess.
you're just taking a chance. Maybe it's a coincidence that a door will be left open that day.
Good possibility.
Okay. And then you entered the house through this back door. Is that right?
Yes.
How did you know when you entered the house through a back door that Fabio Cementilli wouldn't be in the room that you were entering unless someone told you in advance where he was?
No, I was very cautious when we approached.
Cautious. Right?
Right.
But you can't know what you can't see, right?
Cautious.
So again, how would you know when you entered through this back door that you weren't entering a room where Fabio Cementilli was?
Cautious. Approaching very cautiously and look to see if anybody's around. Cautious.
Fabio Cementilli was much larger than you, correct?
True.
Much taller than you.
True.
And you were concerned that you would need a second person in order to subdue him in order to commit this crime, correct? Because you just told us you're old, you're
I didn't
tired, right?
I'm trying to answer you, but go ahead. I'm listening. I'm trying to answer.
So you needed a second person to commit this crime with you.
Actually, I needed the first attempt to work. The second one was a chance.
Second one was a chance.
Yeah, because it could have been this horrible all around the board.
Well, you killed a man that was completely
That's what I said.
innocent.
It's horrible around the board. I said that.
Councilman, we're going to take our afternoon recess for 15 minutes. The admonition does apply.
Do you know the distance between the target and the Cementilli home?
I do not.
If I were to tell you it's approximately 2 miles, can you tell us why it is that you needed to take the rental car anywhere, bless you, as opposed to just jogging from the target?
Less people, but I wasn't thinking about that. But I wasn't even thinking about that. But I just wanted to be away from people, eyes.
So again, if you were going to jog 2 miles, why didn't you just go on foot from the target?
Less people.
Because that's people.
Less people.
Okay.
Less eyes.
So where was your cell phone?
In the rental.
In the rental.
Yes.
Didn't you need your cell phone in order to monitor the GPS?
That was the second one. That was on the burner phone.
Okay. So didn't you need your cell phone in order to monitor the GPS? To know when Monica would be coming home? Because you said that you put one on the Ford F-150.
Correct. No, I didn't need to check it.
Why? Weren't you worried she might come home and catch you?
I had a lookout, but no. She said she was going to deal with going to school, so I knew she was going to be dealing with that.
Okay, well, what if I were to tell you she didn't have any plan to pick up her daughter at school that day because Bella drove herself to school?
Objection, that's argument.
Sustained.
Is it possible that, again, you're providing information that's false to the jury?
No, that's what I believed.
That's what you believed.
Yeah.
And you would know exactly what her timing was, considering that you told us you had a GPS on the vehicle she was driving. You would have had exact time to know exactly when she was even on her way home, so that you wouldn't have to rush around, right?
Yeah, if I looked.
So what was the point of having a GPS if you weren't using it the night that you attempted to kill Fabio Cementilli at the strip mall, and you're not using it again on the day that you're going to the Cementilli home to kill him?
It had proximity alerts on the cars, so it would send emails and texts to whatever phone or whatever emails you wanted to send to, and let you know if there's movement. It would let that know if there's movement, and it would tell the address and the distance and all that.
And you said you purchased it on Amazon.
One of them, yes.
And where did you purchase the other one?
It was also on Amazon, but not on my accounts.
On whose account?
Someone I'm not going to mention.
Whose account, sir? Your Honor?
I'm not going to get nobody involved in this. There's enough people involved.
I need you to answer this question.
not
We
gonna
had a talk, you and I.
I just can't answer that. I don't want to get anybody else involved in this.
Because it's fake, right?
No, it's not fake.
It's another lie.
That's not a lie.
You bought 2 GPS devices through Amazon on some third party's account that you can't name. Does that sound believable to you?
About
That's argumentative.
It is argumentative.
Answer the question.
Your Honor,
Whose was it?
I think there's... There are people that, if you do not answer this, think that you're lying. If you want them to believe you, answer the question.
it doesn't matter if they believe me or not. I'm telling the truth. I just don't want to get the information out. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor. So when you purchased it on Amazon, you're saying you purchased it now through some third person's account who you will not name.
On my account, it's there.
On your account.
There's one on my account. And the
One
other
on-
ones, I just kept it off my name. That's all.
Got it. And so again, if you had this information on your cell phone, were you monitoring the GPS to see where Monica was?
On that day, no.
So again, wasn't that the whole point of allegedly purchasing some sort of GPS device through Amazon, through some unknown person's account?
No, that wasn't the main reason why I did it.
Okay. So again, you took the car and you parked it somewhere where you still would have to jog approximately 2 miles. Correct?
Yes.
And you leave your cell phone in the car.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Yes.
Again, so that you can't be traced, right?
That and don't want to lose the cell phones if something happens that goes really, really bad.
Well, how much worse could it possibly get?
I think it's bad.
So you go up to the home. You don't know if Fabio's going to be there. You're taking a chance. But you go all the way up 2 miles with Chris Austin with a knife on you, a hunting knife. And how long was the blade on this knife?
On mine, it was about 8 inches, like I told you.
An 8-inch blade.
Correct.
That's a large knife, right?
8 to 6. It's about this big. Not that big.
Your Honor, it's about a foot. Can you show the judge?
Sorry.
I don't think that's the foot, Your Honor.
I'll let the jury decide that. It appears to be about 9 inches.
Okay. So a large knife. And where did you have that knife?
On me,
On you where?
in my pocket.
In your pocket. You just have a 8 to 9 inch bladed
Deep.
knife with a handle in your pocket as you're running 2 miles.
It's in the scabbard. It's in the pocket. It has a little attachment on it so it doesn't slip out.
Like a cover, right?
It's a scabbard, yes.
And you weren't concerned that on this 2-mile jog that someone might think you looked suspicious given what we saw, how you were dressed, and find this large knife on your person, correct?
Wow. I was absolutely nervous as hell. So yes, I did think that.
And you go up to the house, and again, not knowing where Fabio would be, you go around to the back of the home, right?
Eventually, yes.
And then what did you do?
Start looking cautiously to see if I could find him.
Okay? That was after you entered the home,
Yes.
okay? And what did you do? Where'd you go?
Went through the house to try to see if I could find him. Listen for him. Try
Okay?
to stay hidden. Try to stay out of sight.
Okay?
Until eventually I found him. I told Chris to watch the front. And just if there's anything going on, just come through where I am, hopefully before this thing happened, and let me know, and we can get out of there. If not, I'm just going to keep going.
Well, you wouldn't have had to do any of that had you been monitoring the GPS, right? Because then you would have known
Where he was in the house, he doesn't have a GPS in his pocket.
where Monica was. When you said you were leaving Chris
Not
to
just
see if
for her.
anybody had come home?
Not just for her, it could be anybody. It could be anybody.
Anybody.
Yeah, it could be anybody.
And so it just happened to be luck that day the housekeeper had left at an earlier time, correct?
That I don't know about.
Again, just another stroke of luck, along with the door being open, right?
That I don't know nothing about that.
Okay. Monica never mentioned anything about the housekeeper.
I didn't hear anything about it.
Okay. And then you came through the house and went where?
And eventually I wound up to the kitchen area where I saw him sitting at the patio.
Well, the minute that you come out from that hallway on the first floor to where the front doors are, that entire area is open to the living room area, right? There's no doors, there's no wall to hide behind.
Correct.
Okay. So when you came around from the house, you left Chris there totally exposed at the front door, right?
I'm sure he stayed out of the way, hidden out of the way.
And you told us yesterday that Chris was very nervous, so you knew he was moving around, right?
I'm sure he was.
And you also said that you didn't know where he was.
I got a good idea that he was watching the front door, but I don't know exactly if he was to start moving where he was.
Okay. And where did you go?
To the kitchen area.
Okay.
Eventually, that's where I wound up.
And where is it that you were able to see your target?
From the kitchen.
So once you were already in the kitchen, you could see him out on the back patio. Is that what you're telling us?
Correct.
And so as you came into the kitchen, you didn't know, as you turned from the entryway towards the kitchen area, which would be taking a left from the entry into the dining room that leads to the kitchen, correct?
That I didn't know what.
You didn't know if Fabio was going to be there, sitting at the counter.
No, I didn't know. Mm-mm.
And you didn't know if he was going to be sitting on the couch in the family room.
No, did not know.
So as you walked from the front door towards the family room area, that entire area is open.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
With windows that lead out onto the French doors that lead out onto the back patio, right?
Correct.
And so you were basically at that point in time exposing yourself, right?
I was cautious, but yes.
You were cautious, right?
Right.
And so you needed a backup because, as we talked about, Fabio is much bigger than you and much taller than you.
Oh, he's definitely a big guy.
And he could have easily taken you down, right?
Yeah.
So you needed a second person as backup, as I said earlier, in order to subdue him.
I wasn't counting on it, but I wasn't counting on it.
But that was your plan, right?
No, he was a
That's
lookout.
why you had Chris Austin with you, who was also armed with a knife.
Yeah, he was a lookout. That was it. I just wanted him involved in it.
But you weren't really concerned about someone coming home. 'Cause we talked about all the things you did that day, which sort of
I'm
indicate
super
that
concerned
time.
about somebody coming home.
I'm sorry?
I'm super concerned about somebody coming in.
Super concerned.
Yeah.
And what were you going to do if someone had come home?
Leave.
Leave.
Best way possible.
Okay. But that didn't happen.
Nope, it didn't.
And so you went through the kitchen, right?
Correct.
And then what did you do from there?
Well, eventually I had to pick a time when he wasn't looking, and where I could approach that kitchen door and open it quickly, and just try to hurry up and rush him.
But if you're able to see him, he's able to see you.
He couldn't see me the way he was sitting. He could see me if he looked that way, but I was just waiting for him to look away. And by the time he looked away, it was just too late.
Because you're so fast.
Yeah, I was kind of fast, not anymore, but yeah, I was a little bit fast. But it just catching him off guard. That was all it was.
Okay. And so you told us that you opened the door, right?
Correct.
From the kitchen to the patio.
Correct.
And you did what?
When I approached him, he either heard me or he saw me. And he turned around real fast, and he yelled, and he tried to grab. He
yelled.
Yeah, he yelled like trying to get someone's attention. He yelled, and he grabbed me by my shirt, by my hoodie, by my chest, and my hand at the same time, and squeezed hard and pulled hard, and I just with my right hand I just went up straight up, and I just tried to cut anything I could.
With your right hand?
Yeah, with my right hand.
Okay. And you said Fabio grabbed you by your hoodie and your left hand as he was yelling, right?
By my chest, yeah.
So, did someone hear him and come running?
I guess not. Nobody showed up.
And you said that you struggled with him.
Yeah, it felt like a little struggle, but I lost. Everything happened real fast. Everything was going real fast now. So I'm just trying to get him off me. Eventually, his grip let go, and that's all I remember. That's all I remember. His grip let
So
go.
he grabs your hoodie, he grabs your left hand, but yet he has no defensive wounds anywhere on his hands or arms, right?
I don't know. I never saw the autopsy or any of that.
Okay. And how long did the two of you struggle for?
I don't know. I lost track after I tried to cut him the first time. I kind of lost track of everything then.
What do you mean you lost track?
I blacked
you were
out.
there, right?
I blacked out.
You
I
blacked out.
I just don't remember.
You blacked out.
I just don't remember.
You
I don't
became
remember.
unconscious?
I just don't remember.
Did you fall to the ground?
No, I just don't remember.
You just don't remember.
I just don't remember.
And how many times did you stab Fabio?
I have no idea. I just kept on trying to cut. I just know I was moving until I felt him weaken, until I felt him let go of me.
Well, how many times, since you were the only other person there that survived, how many times did you stab him?
I told you I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
And is he yelling during this entire time?
I don't remember him yelling. I don't remember any of this.
You just told us that he yelled, though.
He
That
yelled
was-
before, as we were doing it, but after I cut him, I don't remember anymore.
Okay. So you blacked out, you don't remember, but you just kept cutting him.
I had to.
You
I'm sure
had
of it.
to.
I'm sure of it. Yeah.
Well, that was the whole point in going there, right?
Yes.
You were there for a premeditated, planned out murder, right?
That's what I pled to.
And your plan was to take him by surprise while he was sitting out in the back on his own patio, minding his own business, right? Right?
Correct.
You wanted to take him by surprise, right?
I said that.
So you basically were watching for an opportune time when he would look away and you could attack him, right?
The lying in wait part, yes.
Yeah, that's lying in wait,
I know what you're doing now.
which you also admitted to in this case.
I know what you're doing.
And so that's what you did.
Yes.
And Chris Austin, did he come out onto the patio with you?
Not at that time.
Okay. At what point in time was he out on the patio with you?
He came out after me because I walked in the kitchen because I was still kind of shook up. I walked in the kitchen because my hand was hurting real bad. I was still panicking. My heart was racing, and I just finally had the oh shit type. It was just it's hard to describe. Then I saw him come out like him in a panic also. He was in a panic. He was in a panic. He was in a panic.
Meaning Chris Austin.
Yes.
Okay. And so, what areas of Fabio's body did you stab?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I just know I went up.
You stabbed up because he's
Yeah.
taller than you.
Correct.
And when you saw Austin in the kitchen, was he holding a knife?
No, I didn't see one. I wasn't even paying attention like that, really. I really wasn't paying attention. I was still in shock over it myself.
Well, why would you be in shock? This was
Because I
something you
was.
had
I don't
planned
know.
for months and months.
I was in shock. That's it. That's it. That's it. I was in
Well,
shock.
you weren't in shock, right? Because you told us last week that you had the presence of mind to go around the house looking for valuables in order to stage the scene.
I still had to do that, yes. But I still was in shock.
Okay. And so you told us that at some point you backed up after stabbing Fabio, right? Remember saying that last week?
I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention. I'm not paying attention. I'm sorry. Hang on. Say that one more time, please.
You told us that when you were stabbing Fabio to death on the back patio,
Yeah.
you backed up.
Eventually, I backed away, pulled away, and walked off.
And just left him there to bleed to death. Right?
That's what happened. That's what happened.
And then you told us you walked back into the kitchen.
Yes.
Right? Because at that point you knew Fabio was dead.
Correct.
You
Well-
weren't going to take a chance.
Well, I didn't check for vitals or nothing like that, so I don't know, but I would assume so.
But you knew he was dead. Right?
I don't-
mean, you had
I didn't
stabbed him as you told...
I assumed he was dead. I assumed.
You stabbed
I
him.
assumed he was dead.
You stabbed him in the neck, just like you told Austin he should do the night before, right? To make sure that Fabio was dead.
Yeah, I assumed he was dead.
Okay. And you stabbed him in the neck numerous times, right?
I don't remember that.
You also stabbed him through the heart, in his chest, right?
I don't remember that.
And you stabbed him in his thigh so that you could cut the femoral artery and vessel. So again, he wouldn't be able to get up. Right?
I don't remember that.
You were sure that he was dead because there was no way you were going to allow him to be able to be a witness against you. Right? You were going to get the job done. That's what you went there for. That's what all this planning was for.
Your Honor, this has been asked.
It's overruled.
Right?
I went there to accomplish that, and that's what I did.
Okay. And so again, before you left that patio, you wanted to be sure that your intended target had been disposed of.
For the third time, yes.
So when you told the jury last week that you were unsure if he was dead, that would be again another lie, correct?
Incorrect. I assumed he was dead. I wasn't sure, but I didn't check. I didn't check a vital on him.
Well, you again weren't going to leave to chance the fact that this man might be able to identify you, right?
I believed he was gone.
Were you wearing gloves?
Yes.
And when did you don the gloves?
Before we got there.
While you were running?
We had them on when we were running, yeah.
You and Austin both were wearing gloves?
We were all covered. We both were covered.
Did you give gloves to Austin?
I think I did.
And when did you give him these gloves?
They were in the car when I got them. I got them. I think that's what I went to Target for, to get the gloves, but I'm not sure.
So you think you bought gloves at Target?
I bought them, not him. I did.
You think you bought gloves at Target? I'll say it again.
Yeah, I think so.
2 pairs.
No, just an extra pair. I had a pair for myself already.
Okay. Because again, you had been planning this, as we talked about, for many months.
This has been asked and answered.
Yes, sustained.
So you put on gloves and ran 2 miles with your face covered and gloves on your hands?
Yes.
And then you said you looked around the house for valuables, right?
That was part of it, yeah.
And where did you look?
I looked in the bedroom. My time was, I believe my time was running out, so I looked in the bedroom, looked around the kitchen. The next part was trying to create a disarray in the bedroom to make it look like it was a home invasion. That took more time than I thought it was, so I didn't have really time to go around the house the way I wanted to.
So you spent some time looking around the house for valuables, and then you spent some more time looking around the house to create the scene.
No, I went to the bedroom first.
Okay?
To first thing to try to do is start pulling out drawers and throwing clothes around to make it look like it was a home invasion.
Okay.
Then I started trying to look for jewelry or anything that looked like it was valuable. I just started grabbing stuff. I didn't do an inventory or nothing like that. I grabbed a pillowcase and started putting it on the pillowcase.
Okay.
And trying to mess the house up at the same time, but I just believed the time was getting short, so I didn't do what I really wanted to do, was go through the whole house. Well, not the whole house, but a majority of the house.
So which areas of the house did you go through to mess up?
Just the bedroom. That's it. That's the bedroom.
Okay. And you told us, I think last week, that you had clothes there. Remember saying that?
I think I said clothes. I grabbed clothes. Yeah. It wasn't my clothes. It was clothes that I think I might have gotten her that I grabbed.
You told this jury last week your clothes were there.
I don't think I had clothes there. I don't think I had clothes. I meant probably her clothes that I got for her that I wanted to take.
Wouldn't that cause Monica to know that it was you if the only clothes that were taken were items
I
you
didn't
gave
find
her?
anything anyway. It was me being paranoid. Probably would have. It probably would have. It was just me being paranoid.
So you took clothes that you bought her.
I said if I saw something, I took like a racquetball shirt. That was just me being paranoid, but I took a lot of other stuff too. It was just trying to, anything that I could see that belonged to her that I got, I just was going to put it in, take it, but I didn't find too much. It was like a t-shirt or something like that. It was nothing. So as I was throwing clothes around, I was looking. There was nothing there though.
You were throwing clothes around looking for clothes that you had given her now.
No,
Not your clothes.
I'm just throwing clothes in general, not just her stuff to pull, to take. Just clothes in general, everything that was in the drawers.
Okay. And then you said you put them into some kind of a pillowcase.
Yes.
Okay. And you also said that there was a safe.
I never said that.
You didn't say last week that you saw the safe and you knew there was a safe? You didn't say that to this jury last week?
I didn't say it like, I don't know what I said about that, but I said, we talked about a safe, and I said, I
Who
thought there was
talked
one
about
there.
a safe?
You did.
This is the first time I've asked you about a safe.
Objection, Your Honor.
You mentioned it.
Excuse me.
Pushy indicates you talked about
One
it.
moment.
That's important.
Counsel's testifying. Sustained.
You mentioned in your direct exam last week that you saw a safe.
You mentioned the safe.
Okay. So you don't remember mentioning that in your direct exam to the jury?
I remember we talked about it. I remember we talked about it. I told you I don't remember seeing it. I think that's what I said.
Okay. We'll go with that.
That's important.
Sustained.
So your testimony today is that last week on your direct exam, you never mentioned seeing a safe. Do I have that correct now?
Overruled.
I remember we talked about a safe. I don't remember seeing a safe
Okay.
that day.
Okay. Did you know there was a safe?
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. I think there was a safe in the house. I really do, but I don't remember.
And where did you think the safe was when you said you think there was a safe in the house?
Probably in a closet.
Probably in which closet?
Their closet, their bedroom closet.
Of all the places in this multi-room house, why would you say that the safe was probably in their closet?
Because I can't remember if I saw it. I saw one before on one visit that I had. I can't remember if I saw it sitting somewhere.
Who showed you the safe?
Nobody showed it to me.
Facts known and evidence.
Sustained.
How did you know where the safe was if nobody showed you?
I think I just saw it on a glimpse.
Just a glimpse.
Yeah, I think I saw it subconsciously.
Like in plain view, it just happened to be sitting there in the
No,
closet.
I think I just saw it in the closet. I just didn't make a direct observation and say, hey, I'm going to look for this safe. That wasn't in my head, so I didn't really look for it like that.
What if I were to tell you that the closet, or the safe in this case, is behind a mirror, so it would be hidden?
See, it tells you how much I know. See?
So you said you grabbed a bunch of stuff, any clothing you had given her. What else? What else did you steal?
I said, not any. I said, one piece I saw. That's
Okay.
it. I said I was looking for other stuff, but I didn't pick up anything else. So the jewelry box, whatever was sitting on the counter.
Okay. What
And
else?
just random stuff. I wasn't inventorying. I was just throwing stuff in the pillowcase. I wasn't inventorying or looking, oh, I got this. It was just whatever was there. I just put it in there.
Okay. And then what'd you do?
I think I went back towards the kitchen.
Okay. And then what?
Eventually left.
Last week you told us that you went back out onto the patio for a second time. Do you remember that?
Yep, I do.
Why would you go back out onto the patio where the man you had just murdered would be lying and bleeding?
Actually, I went outside to look over the. There's a little walkway over there. Not a walkway, but like a. You could see people from the street. So I just wanted to take a quick glance over behind the patio to see if there's anything going on. People moving about real fast before we left.
Well, wasn't that what you had Chris Austin posted up to do, to be the lookout at the front door?
Yep, it was.
So why did you need to go back out onto the patio to look for people?
Double check.
Okay. And then what did you do?
You know, that's when I saw there was some paperwork on the ground with a small manila envelope with a little piece of like a gold coin hanging out of it with some documents in it, and I grabbed it real quick. I just grabbed it.
So where was that?
I was on the ground.
Last week you told us it was on a table. So which is it?
was
Is it
by
on a table or is it on the
It was by
ground?
a table.
I'm sorry?
It was by a table.
By a table.
Yeah, it was on the table when he was looking at it, because I remember he was looking at paperwork when I was looking at him through the kitchen,
Okay.
and he was on the phone.
And on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay. And so this paper with folder on the ground near a table, what did you do with the papers?
I just grabbed everything, stuck it in my pocket, and trying to get out next. Just get out of there.
Well, if you took the papers, then how would that indicate to somebody that something had been taken? I mean, the absence of something doesn't show anything being
It
taken.
just looked like it was something valuable.
Looked like something valuable.
Yeah.
The paper.
No, the gold coin in the envelope
But you said you took the papers.
that was in the envelope.
Okay. So you took the papers, you took the envelope, and you took a gold coin.
The gold coin. There was a couple of gold coins, not a couple.
A couple.
There was more than a couple.
Last week you said a gold coin, meaning a singular. How many gold coins today do you recall?
It's overruled.
How many gold coins do you remember today?
Oh, how many I remember from that day? I think it was like 8.
8.
I'm guessing 8, 9.
And then did you, even though you were in a rush, start looking through the papers?
No.
You didn't. So if you told that to the defense team, that part would also be a lie, or is today the lie? Which version?
That's argumentative.
It's this thing.
Which version of the story is true?
That's argumentative.
That's overruled.
You're getting more detail today, so I'm giving you more details.
I see. So again, which version of the story is true?
Well, once you ask me the question, I'll give you the truth answer.
Objection, non-responsive, move to
Sustained.
strike. Which version of the story is true?
The more detailed version has been the truth. It's the one I'm telling you now.
I see. So whatever you told the defense last week would be a lie.
I wasn't detailed with them.
Okay. And then after you decided to take the folder, the papers, and now you said, I think it was not one, but did you say 8 gold coins?
Roughly some 8 or 9. 8 or 9. Everything was happening fast.
And where were these 8 or 9 gold coins?
They were in my pocket now.
And where were they before they were in your pocket?
They were on the ground, on the patio,
Scattered?
in the envelope.
They were in an envelope.
That's what I told you.
So all of them were in the envelope?
Yes,
Just loose coins?
they were. Yeah, they were all in the envelope.
Again, were they loose coins?
Objection, that's been asked and answered.
It's overruled.
I don't know what he means. There's just some. They were. Yeah, they were just in the envelope.
Loose.
Yeah.
So
they
in
were-
other words, if you dumped out the envelope, they would
yes,
be loose.
yes.
And then what did you do?
Unless I'm missing something else, get out of there.
Okay. So where do you go?
To the car. Actually, before the car. I saw the keys on the car. Time was running out. I knew it was running out.
You saw the what?
The keys to the car.
Okay. Where were those?
They were on the counter.
Okay.
One of the 2 counters. I can't remember which one.
Okay. When you say the counter, are you talking about the kitchen area?
Yes.
Okay. So then what?
Then went to the car. Got into the car. Left.
Okay. And on before you left, did you take anything else?
I might have. I might have. I just don't remember. I might have. I don't know.
Okay.
I wasn't doing an inventory of everything. I was trying to get out of there.
Did you stop to take the DVR?
Oh, see. Yes.
So where was that?
That was in the garage.
Okay. And who showed you where that was?
Let's follow the wires.
Okay. So there were wires that led you there.
Can't miss it.
They just had them
You can't miss it.
laying around that
Wires
led.
you can't miss it.
Well, you were there the day, as we talked about, that the surveillance system was installed. We talked about that this morning, right? June 28th?
I don't remember being there when this thing was installed. I really don't remember that.
Okay.
I really don't remember that.
And so you took the DVR. Tell us why you decided to do that.
So there's no record. There's no media.
How did you know that the DVR wasn't cloud-based?
I didn't.
So you took the DVR not knowing if it contained any recordings at all.
Not really sure, but I took it anyway.
Okay. You hadn't had a prior conversation with Monica about the DVR, had you?
I hadn't had a conversation with her about it.
Never.
I know that she was getting a new system. She said it was getting upgraded. That was way before that day. He said that he wanted to get it done.
And so you took the DVR, right?
Correct.
Where was that?
In the garage.
Where?
It's been asked and answered.
Overruled.
Well, if I didn't take it, I don't know where I got it from, but I took it. I can't remember exactly where it was anymore.
Okay.
It had to be me to take it, right? Yes?
And so after you took the DVR, did you do anything else?
Not that I remember. It's a long time ago.
Did you turn off the power to the house?
I think I did.
Why?
I did. I think I was trying to get him to get out of that chair to
Who?
come into the house, Fabio. I think that's what I was. Yep, I was trying to get him to get out the chair. I wanted him to come in the house, but he wouldn't come.
So you're now telling us, in yet another version, that when you first got to the house, you turned off power to the house?
No, not at first. It was like, it was when I first went into the kitchen and saw him. He wouldn't come in. I wanted him to come in.
He wouldn't come in. Did you call him? Fabio, come in here. I want to stab you to death. I mean, how did you get him to, what were you doing that you said he wouldn't come in?
He wouldn't come in on his own. He wouldn't just walk up and come in. I wanted him in the house, but he wouldn't come in the house.
What do you mean he wouldn't come in? Did you call to him? Did you talk to him?
No, I just wanted him to come into the house. I was waiting for him to come to the house, come inside, but he wouldn't come in.
He wouldn't come in.
Yeah, he didn't come in. He just didn't come in.
Well, did you try to get him to come into the house?
That was the reason why I tried to. I cut the power, so he would check the fuse box.
I see. So you waited for him while he was out on the porch, right? On the patio.
Yeah.
You said he was reading through some papers, right?
Yes.
Talking on the phone,
Yes.
and he wouldn't come into the house.
No, not necessarily in that order, but yeah, he wouldn't come to the house, but because he was still there for a while.
So you went past where he would see you through the glass French doors to where? To turn off the power to the house.
Through the door, through that garage door.
You went through the kitchen door into the garage and did what?
I cut the fuse box power.
How did you know where the fuse box was?
I was looking for it. I had no idea where it was.
It wasn't that there were wires again that you could just follow like you did with the DVR?
Well, most people have garages and their fuse boxes in the garage. Most.
I see. So, again, you're pressed for time, you're panicking, Fabio won't come in, and you're going to try to lure him into the house, right?
Trying to get him to the house if I can.
Got it. And so,
I'm so sorry. Let's take our adjournment until tomorrow at 9 a.m. The admission applies and I'll discuss this case among yourselves. If anyone else or former expressing opinions of the cause, is not submitted to you. See you tomorrow at 9.